Cover your mouth. Cover that mouth. Marshmallow till you eat. I know it's 4 years old.
Alright. Yo, what's up, everyone? Can everybody hear me? Make sure this screen shared. Y'all might hear my family in the background. Try to get some. Make sure. I think I'm gonna start around 7:17. I'm gonna wait about 5 more minutes. Give it about 4 more minutes and I'm gonna start. I like that name, Gordon Gecko. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. So the first one that I want to start with is actually the US dollar currency index, and basically this is a dollar index and stating the value of the dollar. So if this goes up, base currency such as the USD JPY goes up or down. Let me turn my volume down. So if this goes up, if the base and the base currency is US dollar, it goes up. So that's very important. It's sort of like the overall market when it comes to stocks. First thing in the outlook that you want to do is identify the trend from as long as possible that you can do. So and identify different trend resistance and support areas. So grounding off that bottom. And this is the weekly chart now. So a level is seem to be having trouble with this area. It's grabbing support, which is prior resistance here, this area. So next step right now is just simple uptrend. Go to the daily, see the same lines, um, uptrend. You could go back and draw on all of this, but it will almost make no sense because we're already past that. So now you want to go to this level, support, major support level. So you just work your way in. Now after the daily, go to the 4 hour. Draw your trend lines. Now me personally, I see this range as topping out just because the angle has increased. Like, let me zoom out somewhere. Had it went up, came down, maybe to the support line, came up some more, came back down. But it's just up, up, up. I mean, uh, it did retrace here, but it's like not enough. And it seems like it wants. I think it'll come back down to this line, or even back to here, to this support right here. Normally, I draw my support and resistance as areas. Let me make sure you guys. Okay. If you got any questions, just type them in the chat. Um, so it is bullish on the daily simply because of this inverse head and shoulders right here. And yes, I use patterns. So you got the breakout, you got everything you need, but I think it'll have to retrace and come back some. So short term, I'm bearish on the U.S. dollar. Long term, I'm bullish. So you sort of see it starting to put in some. Let me actually go to the 1 hour for this. The lowest one I go for my outlooks are 1 hour. You see some lower highs here. Starting to put in some lower highs. So Dixie for this week, it's back to this trend line. I think it'll bounce. I don't think we'll have too much movement in the dollar index. So I mean, along this trend line, it's just just following it. But it is lower highs. So I think it'll stay between this range. Hold on. Alright, so I really don't think it'll get past this range. I really don't think it'll break down yet, but I do think it'll break down soon. So I'm expecting it to stay between this range here. So this is, if you don't have that on your watch list, you might want to add it just because it's like the major market. Um, Let me get rid of most of these lines. So short term, neutral. Alright. I'm only gonna do the major pairs. USD Mexican peso, that's not a major pair. This here is gold. For this week, gold is actually in a tight range that I've been trading or playing. I'll just do the weekly. Uh, it's actually approaching this resistance, so I'm kind of bearish. I'll be looking for a trend reversal on gold around this area. Actually, let me draw it out. If I sort of see reversal candles on the daily here, if I see them here, I might try to take a short position or get ready to take a position for the short. And a lot of people don't know this about gold, but these are actually huge moves. Because it moves so fast. So like, let me go to the 1 hour. So let me just go to like, if you just play this, just this right here, kind of like a flag, basically like a ascending triangle sort of thing. Let's see how many. Let's see how many pips this is. Just this little move right here. So let's say you bought it right after. That's about 1,000 pips. 1,000 pips on a one lot is about 1,000 pips on one lot is about $10,000 because every pip is $10 on one lot. So this move right here is worth $10,000. That's how much you could make off of. On a typical U.S. broker, the margin is 1 in 100. So that's about going full size on just a $1,000 account. That move right here, that's $10,000. But just like it's a lot on the move up, or if you're right, it's the same on the move down. So if you're gonna trade gold, you have to be very accurate and you have to be very willing to cut it out. So that's another thing. Or you could scale in, which is what I highly recommend you do if you trade gold. The next will be my favorite, the Euro US dollar, which, let's go out to the weekly. 1 week. Now this again is in a range just like the dollar. So it's just building up off of this triangle, this bearish triangle, bearish ascending triangle. One day, now it is approaching this, and I'm actually short. I believe I'm short right now. I'm short up here, and I really don't expect to take profit until it bounces up towards this trend line. And these I actually drew. I drew these lines when we were out right here, and it's pretty much following it. So I'm expecting. I'm not expecting it to break down. I'm not expecting it to break through. I'm just expecting it to break through here. And I really 2, 3, 4, 5. So I use time fibs for my triangles, which basically means um in the first 75% of a triangle, I really don't expect it to break out. It's only through this when it gets to this point that I expect a big move to happen. So I'm not expecting it to really make any major moves unless it does so Friday, which it possibly could. So Euro FX short term for this week bearish. Alright, got any questions? No questions. Next is GBP USD. Now let me go out to the weekly. Draw trends out. So it's sort of tightening up on the weekly chart. Let's draw some levels of importance, some major resistance. This is support right here, which is heading towards. So long term, I'm a little bit bullish. I think it's about to reverse soon. Ultimately, now let's get into short term. It just seems to be downtrending. I'm not sure if this is actually valid yet. This triangle here. I'm not sure if it's completely valid, but I would take it into consideration because we are on a major support level. So short term, I'm bullish on GBP USD. Just because we're at this support level, and I really don't think it's about to break. Just based that I'm bullish on the weekly chart or the overall move. So GBP USD bullish. USD CAD. We can't do the CAD because CAD has some huge moves. Now I won't go to the weekly just because all it is a long uptrend. Now it moves in ranges. It seems to be highly in ranges. Now it's coming off this resistance off the range right here. So I'm net bearish on it for this week. That's a pretty simple one just because it's basic trend support and resistance. Now it's not completely complex to trade these. Pick a daily, pick an hour, pick an entry. Whether that wants to be whether you want to enter off breakout, breakdowns, trend lines, EMAs. Now I did paper trade this one, but that was just showing somebody how the market works. We go out to the weekly on this. Same as USD CAD because we all know the US market is pretty much the strongest economy that's on the Forex market. China would be up with the US dollar, but China actually it doesn't trade on the Forex market. Don't ask me why. I don't know. But the USD JPY net bullish. So let's go to this chart. It's tightening up here, which I actually feel like it'll reject So for this week, I'm bullish, but for within the next month or so, I'm bearish. Maybe in a week or so, it'll fall through. So for this week, uh, I'm bullish. That's kind of not necessarily bullish just because this is a super tight range, and I know that it could break through. I'm gonna put neutral because this is nothing that I would buy. This is nothing that I would buy. So I'm gonna put neutral. You know, unless if you want to trade within this weekly chart range, you can do that. So there's range on this. Like maybe I can take a. Let's just say I took a short here. So I'll take a short here, maybe risk here. Let's just say that was how I traded. So I took a short here, risk here, but my reward all the way down at this trend line. That has range. But this right here, I don't have range and I don't have predictability. I just see the triangle. Just like GBP USD, it has it does it has range, but I'm not sure what it'll do. So I will simply wait for that to make a move. Now we can do the USD Mexican, but just like this is what they call an exotic pair, and these moves are huge. And I'm actually net bearish on this, so I'm looking to enter somewhere along the way back down to this support level. Which this, if I can trade this properly, this will be a huge move. Let's just say I caught the very bottom. Let's just say I got the worst short. No, say right here, the worst short position I could get, and I get a move back down to that trend line. That's 16,000, almost 17,000 pips right there. So on the one lot position, that's about what, almost 17,000 off of $1,000 trade. So these exotics are basically like the penny stocks of the Forex world. That's how I look at them. Did you guys have any questions? Anybody got any questions? Anybody got any questions? So now throughout the week, I will be alerting these exact trades. I'm gonna try to only trade based on what I'm giving you guys and not take any, you know, um, impulse trades. So you guys can be in line with what I'm trading and what I'm doing. Neutral, neutral slash bullish, because I think it's bouncing off that support. Now, if anything major happens, like on the day, like this triangle breaks out, um, uh, this breaks down or something like that, I definitely get on the mic and break down what I'll do next. Or if this breaks out or breaks down, I definitely get on the mic. Thank you guys for. Oh, let me see. How do you set up a watch list? Um, I set up my watch list based on just like I'm in a trading community through this academy, and different people trade different things. Like this is the only exotic that I have on my pair, which is basically, like I said, um the penny stocks of the Forex market. So I got that in gold from one trader. He like tries to flip his account, so he'll turn like $30 into like 3,000, crazy stuff like that, based on these exotics. I'm not sure how much his losses are, but that's what he does. These four right here, these are just the most liquid pairs that I know. So um, these have the the most moves. It's not in terms of pips, but in terms of like the chart, I guess. And they're liquid, so you won't get the most pips from these. You'll get the most pips from the exotic pairs. But to trade safe, especially being new, like this is only my second month trading Forex, I mostly trade these. I'm trying to test my hand out with this gold trade. Hopefully we can get this move here up into resistance so I can try to pick it apart all the way down here, which will be a huge move. Um, so I mean, my watch list is always the same. It's these one, two, I think 7 pairs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pairs. And this I keep is just the overall US dollar, basically like the SPY of the stock market, the DXY. Alright. Thank you guys for joining. I didn't want to keep you guys on here long. Have a good one.